You are now live. Both of us?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
We're a little early. Surprise.
Just a little. Just a tad.
Welcome. We are drinking champagne, and we want to talk about sex. So
let's talk about the champagne first. Let's get that out of the way. So we are drinking Louis XV de Venange champagne. It's really nice. It's a Brut Rosé, 2006. It was a wonderful gift from our dear friend Warren Williams.
Thank you, Warren.
Thank you, Warren. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Andrea. So this is it. If you wanted to know what it looked like, the bottle is beautiful. You know, it's like
yeah, it's
a really beautiful bottle. So this is it, and we're on our first glass, and we like it.
Yes, not bad.
It's a really beautiful bottle. So this is it, and we're on our first glass, and we like it. All right. So that's it for the champagne. And we did want to do like a little kind of champagne thing for those who really kind of want to get into champagne, might not know a lot. I know we're learning a little bit more every day. So one of the things that we wanted to get into or say like something I didn't know, because I would store champagne in my refrigerator for
always, so it can always be ready.
Right, exactly.
Like who doesn't want a cold glass of champagne? Like
that's always ready.
Exactly. But after just reading a little bit more about champagne, which we're doing every single day, apparently you should only chill it when you're ready to drink it. So like within 24 hours. So storing it in the refrigerator may not be a good idea. But then you stop and think about in France how it's stored in cellars.
Well, it is wine.
Right.
And wine is in dark cellars.
Right. And so, I just,
it makes sense if you think about it. It makes sense. And you know what? I'm going to listen to the experts.
Yeah,
listen to people who make it.
Yeah, exactly. 24 hours.
24 hours you do.
Not weeks. Days.
24 hours.
So, so sex. Let's do it. Let's jump right in.
Jump right in?
Let's jump right in.
All right. So, everybody's having it. Let's just be honest, right? And at our age, everybody has probably had it.
Right.
So I don't think we're talking...
Or not. For years. Droughts.
Yeah,
not. Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
Have it, has had it, and then has not, and has not for a very long time. I think there was a, somebody put something up. Was it, I forget who. I think it was Carl Simpson, and he put something up about 700. Would you not have sex for 2 years for $700 million? And it had to be all 50 somethings on that thread, because they were like, show me the money. Like, too easy.
Like, did it?
Yes,
been there, done that.
Exactly. Like, no problem. And but anyway,
the truth is, at 50, we should be in our prime. The kids are gone. I mean, empty nesters. Now you could just kind of wild out. Or that's what you're supposed to live for, right? But unfortunately, it's not as easy as that, right? So we talked a little bit about, is it good or bad? We said good, bad, funny, but we want to talk about people of a certain age like us, right? If you can't talk about sex openly at this point of your life with your partner, I just don't. Right. I don't get it. I don't know what you're doing if you can't say, hey, this is what I want.
Right. And I don't understand, the fragility of a man's ego, possibly, who doesn't appreciate that level of communication from a woman. Like, baby, I'd like to try this, or maybe we could try that, and then that's my baby. That's my little puppy. Sorry. Samuel. No.
All right.
Samuel.
So, what Franny is really saying is that I don't think men are fragile. I think some men, I know it's been my experience.
Not okay, so not fragile.
Right.
Look,
No. It's been my experience that I was like, hey, maybe we could do this. And it was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not enough for you. And it was like, whoa, that's not what I said. I just, thought maybe we could have a little fun. And, didn't go as I would have planned. We didn't make it anyway. So, 2 tears in the bucket. But, so Franny just kind of stepped away for just a second. She's going to take care of Samuel. But for sex, we just really want to talk about how do we get along, or how do we make it work or not make it work at our age, right? We said 40 or over, but the truth is, I guess it could apply if you're younger. The truth is, everybody's having it, everybody wants it, and if you're going to have it, why not get it the way you want it?
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing.
And just be confident that the person that you're with and that you're asking is open to that level of communication. I mean, I feel like communication between genders, like or the miscommunication between men and women, and I think it can affect, outcomes. Like, okay, so I misspoke when I, said, men and their masculinity may be a little fragile when women are approaching them for what they need. But what would be...
But women are aggressive.
Right.
If women are or women kind of understand what they want sexually, I mean, think about it. We're supposed to be docile, right? And quiet and kind of get it the way...
Right, those stereotypes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that is what gets women in trouble. And it gets us in that settle bucket. I think a lot of women settle, and they take care of themselves in other ways, because either they don't feel comfortable talking to...
But here's the thing. What's the alternative? If you don't give me what I want, what am I supposed to do? Not have it? Like, this life is like this.
So this is where I think women settle. We'll get a toy, or we'll not have it, or we'll do the whole weighing, and okay, well, he's good here, so it's okay if the sex is not good.
Okay,
right?
I'm done.
Sorry, y'all. Like, this is crazy.
But I don't think men settle. I think
Samuel. Say hi.
He's going. Look, I don't think men settle. I think men, if they're in a relationship and the sex isn't that good, they're going to get the sex the way they want it. And I think women, because in a lot of ways we've been conditioned, to kind of, be good girls. And, hey, Barry. Hi, Andrea. I think we've been conditioned to be like good girls and, oh, no, or we're good. And this whole kind of pious American thing is kind of, spread to everybody in terms of sexually. And I think women don't say what they want. I think black women also, because there's a sense that we're over sexualized anyway, to really come out and say, you know what, this is what I really want. It might be an inhibitor as well. So I think the first step to getting good sex is to be able to say exactly what you want.
Right. Fearless.
If you can't
say... No fear.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in a situation where it just didn't happen. There was absolutely no sex. And even, like, conversation didn't move us forward. What I needed didn't move us forward. The level of neglect, and the assumption that I was just supposed to accept that until I didn't, which I think was really the goal there, for me to not accept it anymore and move on. And, for that, I think to me that's like some punk shit.
Like death by cop.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I want to die, so I'm gonna do
something silly with a gun and have a cop kill me.
And because my posture was to, try to, figure it out, to work it out, to, see how we can work it out. I'll always kick myself in the ass for those wasted years because, mama got wants. I want.
I know,
I'm trying.
We're not getting any younger.
Right, exactly, and yeah, getting down was something I wanted to do on a regular basis, and that was just 100% taken from me in the situation that I was in. And when I wasn't in that situation anymore, it was like being unleashed, seriously. And now I'm in a wonderful situation with someone who is 100% everything I've ever wanted. So I just, I say don't settle. Look at JayZ. Hey, she is 52 years old. Yeah, exactly. And she is with A-Rod. And, she's got it going on. She made a decision. She was like, yeah, no, because he was definitely cheating. And, but...
I always think about Kevin Samuels in that moment when he talks about high-value men.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he says high-value men and high-value women are mismatched. And so he probably, if I'm thinking about Kevin Samuels, he's saying they would have never worked anyway. Because they're, I'm not saying she's a high-value woman, but because she can match him in income.
I think A-Rod got a little dick. I'm not going to I think A-Rod got a little dick. I think A-Rod has an issue with, or masculinity issues. I think that is probably the reason why in every one of his situations he has cheated. And, I don't know. Jennifer is a very busy woman. She got shit to do. And if he needed more, that should have been a conversation, not some emotional attachment with some ingenue, some young actress who, you know what I'm saying, who can't hold a candle to Jennifer. She may be younger, but
But let's talk about older women. Our sex drive, honestly, 40, 50, it's pretty up there.
I mean, that's crazy, right? Like May, December. When men are young, they are ready to go. When the wind blows, right? And then as they grow older, of course, those feelings, decrease or diminish. Or they just going all together for some people.
Yeah, and you know what? I have to say,
But let me just finish this before you say. But for women, anyway, when we're 18, 19, when we're young, we're raising our kids, we're busy, we're in school, we're figuring out life.
We're not even in touch with our own bodies, so we don't, half of the time, we don't even have orgasms.
I mean, some of us. Right. but for the most part, we have shit to do, and I feel like that imbalance is crazy because now when we're not, now we're older and we're ready to go. That's just not the case with the men.
Right.
A lot of men in our world.
So what do you do when you have a man who, he's not in his prime anymore, and he's not kind of doing what, or it's not that he's not doing what he needs to do. It's that he kind of can't. I think it's his responsibility. There's a reason why there are women in those commercials for Viagra or Cialis. It's because you're doing it for them. It's not just for you. If you are in a relationship, go ahead and get that pill. It's not like you're not going to have fun in the process. Just saying. So I will say, for me, when I thought about this, what's preventing people from having good sex, from people from getting it the way that they want it. And I came up with 3 things. Masturbation. So with masturbation, there's 2 things, right? Either they're doing it too often, right? Or they don't do it enough. So doing it too often and not being in the mood, or not doing it enough and not understanding your body, not understanding kind of what turns you on, what makes it click. Just saying. So I think when people are not getting it the way they want, some of them turn to celibacy. Maybe I'm just not going to have sex. You know what? I'm good here. And
well, I know I have friends, and I have a friend, a very good one, who doesn't believe in masturbation. So if she's getting some, it's it's a physical thing. She's with someone. She's with her man, or she's doing her. So a lot of people don't even really, sex is so individual. It is so, subjective. And it is what you want, when you want it, and how you want it. And I think the beauty of love and relationship is that if you're with someone like I am that rocks with you and rolls with that, wave, and it's this and it's that, or it's this and it's that, then yeah, that's like a fucking home run. It really is. And then if you can communicate all that with someone who you trust with your feelings and your thoughts and your your
do you
ideas.
tell somebody that do you tell somebody that it was bad?
Yeah, I had a situation.
I mean, no,
years ago.
Like, do you tell somebody like, you know what? I have like, I can't do this. This is not good. Maybe we shouldn't do this anymore.
Yeah, I had a situation a long time ago, but again, I think it was like right after my back surgery. It was crazy. And I had a situation where somebody was like, yeah, you're not very good in bed. Like, so you should probably, I was like, what, hang it up? Like, and then, I mean, for me, I had to stop and think about it. Like, first of all, it wasn't a very nice thing to say. But then the second part was, well, maybe you don't fucking inspire me. How about that? Maybe I'm as good as my partner. Because in other situations, there was not an issue. I mean, shoot. What?
Does that really mean anything? I think people really have I don't want to say decency, but it's not like people gonna say, damn, that shit was whack. They're just not usually. I don't think.
But this Paul say, hey Paul, he says Pilates and yoga helps physically with sex, along with wanting to try and understand each other's sexual needs. I suggest learning the philosophy of Tantra.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah.
So at 50, here's where you're like, you know what? If I don't get in touch now, it's never going to happen.
Right. Then
so
I kind of die with this, just what it's been and what what I expect. So yeah, that's a great idea, Paul.
I'm just saying, I think a lot of people are miserable because they settle or they're not getting the sex that they really want or need.
Right. And then,
or, getting somebody that's going to, I don't know, open them up a little bit. There is nothing like that. So I want to be with somebody who unleashes the beast. I don't want to be with somebody who like
freak flag fucking fly.
Right. I don't want to be with somebody who's like, hey, settle down. Or, hey, damn, I didn't know you were so,
Right. Or yeah.
Right. Like you want it. You want it how? Like,
right.
I don't want anybody like that.
Exactly.
I want somebody who's like, hey.
Right. I mean,
if you like it, I'll try it.
Exactly.
Or,
okay, so pain is out.
No animals.
Exactly.
I don't even like food. Like,
exactly.
Food
multiple people, absolutely not. It's not that kind of situation. And then even if it was for other people, that's awesome. Like, do your thing.
Right. I don't have an issue with other people. It's not for me. But if like multiples, if that's cool. I don't judge. What else? So wait, I might judge it with animals. I might judge a little bit. If you like,
Yeah, ain't nobody our age interested in that unless,
I'm sorry. Animals are just
unless that's always been their thing, and
right,
so
right,
yeah. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that.
Right, no.
But like,
but I'm going to get back to settling because I think it's important to really press this one. We put a post up a couple of months ago about a dude will stay with you for 6 years and then leave you for the woman that he wants or the woman that he marries. Here's the thing, women, and I have to say this, and I can say this because I've done it. I have put in time with a dude who things weren't really good on all fronts, maybe sexually he was wanting, maybe, financially wanting. But we do a lot of weighing women. And what we do is we say, okay, well, it's not all bad. At least it's like this. And we find ourselves settling. I don't know many women who don't settle. And if you think that dude doesn't feel it too, think again. I'll tell you why that dude left after 6 years in a relationship and he married somebody. It's because he found somebody that he wanted. He found somebody who did it for him. And I'm telling women right now, it is time that we do the same thing. Don't settle. Don't settle. Because men won't. And here we are, we settling, straight up settling, and you gotta really, really go into your mind and understand. We settle, and when they leave, we mad because of all the time we put in when we weren't getting what we wanted, but we stayed.
I was settling for neglect.
I know you don't get a prize for staying. All you do is waste your own time. So I will tell women, please don't waste your time. If you're not getting what you want in that relationship, why hold on? Because you don't want to be alone. Well, if the D is good, is that it? Because I would understand. No, but I mean, we've all been there too.
Yeah, right. I think at our age, it's definitely a little more nuanced than just sex or just settling. I mean, you want your best friend. I mean, seriously, there are no distractions. There are no fucking kids. There, you know what I'm saying? You are at a point in your life where your bills are managed, or they should be. I mean, financially, you're at a financial point in your life where your bills are managed, or they should be. I mean, you're eating the things you want. You're living your best life at our age, and I just think that can only be enhanced with good friendship, and that's what you have to have in a partner. Great sex is amazing. If that's included, awesome. But it should be. But at our age, so right now I sound like, well, yeah, go ahead and settle. Versus I'm like, but I just feel like if you're with a partner that that is interested in trying new things, then yeah. But if you're with someone who
not even trying new things, I don't know, cares about you in bed, who cares what you want? It's not like nothing like somebody who is selfish in bed
and wants you to be unhappy and miserable.
Well, they don't. It's not that they want you to be unhappy. Sometimes we don't even say what it is we want. So we settle, and then I don't know. When they leave, we pull out Bob.
Yeah, we have to
stop. What Bob is.
We have to stop muting ourselves, women. We really do. We gotta go balls out and say what the fuck we want when we want it, and then see where the chips fall. And hopefully you'll be pleasantly surprised with your love and your mate and his interest in meeting you where you are.
But I'm gonna flip it though, because I think men are honest sometimes about what they want. I want 2 women, or I want this, I want that. Because they think that their girl or their wife is gonna be like, what? And I'm just saying. Look, you might want to run it by her, because you might be surprised by her answer.
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying
who you with.
Right now,
it'll be your first. And who are you with? I'm thinking about your first. Who with the whole. When you do tell your partner, when you do unpack what you want with your partner, now what if your partner's like, yeah, where do all these ideas come from?
Right, because they might think you're cheating. So that was gonna be my funny, because we were gonna do good, bad, and funny.
Save it.
Okay, you sure? Okay, I'll save it. But yeah, I'm saying you might be surprised, man, if you said, ayo, I kind of want to twirl around and want you to twirl around and do it like this. Your woman might be like, really?
Now look, we are over 50. Our knees are not what they used to be. We don't got our backs, we got issues. So I'm just saying. So the shit that you see on social media, with these young girls. I think there was a video that just cycled recently with this young woman who was dancing in front of Chris Brown, and she was going off. I mean, she didn't leave nothing behind. She was like,
is that right?
Oh my gosh, she was crawling on the floor towards him.
So she's probably
sideways.
She was 20 something.
It was great, exactly. Your expectation, let's talk about expectation, Daddy. All right, fellas, in your 50s.
If you're in your 50s, they get it. They get that. I think what they like is for women to be open. So here's the thing: men in their 50s, they can get women in their 30s that can drop it like it's hot.
Exactly.
But
While they
women
just basically
in their
like
50s, can women in their 50s get men in their 30s?
I mean, sure. Look, honestly, yes. I mean, I have really.
I mean, for what reason, really?
I don't know, but I got really good friends. Hey girl, who could drop it like it's hot. You know, like in her 50s. You know,
No.
Definitely.
I'm talking about being
freaking not well. You know,
the young guy.
Well, yeah, they flirting with her. Yeah, of course, because she's freaking amazing and beautiful and youthful, and she could drop it like it's hot. Still, she got good knees. Hey, Sandy, what's up, girl? You know what I'm saying? She's in a committed relationship, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? She could dance. She's you know, vibrant. You know, she's when I think of Sandy, I think vitality.
Right.
And
I think about that way too. We just turned 52. We missed our birthday. Mm-hmm. It was last month. We didn't do it. Did we? No, we did something early March.
Right.
But yeah, so we had a birthday on the 18th. We're 52.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm loving it. You know, it is what it is.
Right.
And I think, you know, I don't know about you, but, you know, sex, my life right now, probably the best it's ever been. I mean...
yeah. I would, yeah.
I mean...
No kids.
Right.
I do have a little puppy, though.
What's he doing?
I don't know. Sorry about that. Like, that's crazy.
I'm sure he's doing okay.
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
Oh, man,
Stop it. No.
This is, we did want to talk about...
He can hear dogs outside. Yeah. That's the problem.
We did want to talk about selfish lovers, too.
Right. Yeah. Those.
So, being selfish is a real thing. There are people literally out there getting theirs and not giving a crap if the other gets theirs, right? And then there are the givers that don't like to receive so much. I think that's, you know, something that they kind of have to unpack. But, you know, they exist, you know. They do. But I really believe that, I believe that sex makes everything good. Better.
It should. Good. I mean, it's intimacy. It is relationship building, and it is, it is, just the haptics of it all. Just touching and comforting and soothing. Like it's all amazing. I think it is essential in every love relationship, every committed love relationship, and I don't see how. I mean, if you're in a situation where you are with a partner, you're asexual, and your partner is too, then you have found the love of your life, companionship, right? But yeah, if you like to fuck, then or make love, have sex, whatever the case may be. Then meeting and falling for someone who is asexual, that relationship is probably not going to work. Like
right.
you literally have to.
I mean, the most they can offer you is friendship. Let's be clear.
Right. And if if you're good with not anymore, right.
it might work for you too.
Exactly. But if you aren't, then settling for that kind of situation, no matter how strong that friendship is, you're just never going to be happy. And I just, at 52 years old, like I said, I'll keep mentioning JLo because she is fabulous and amazing. And, at her age, what she could have done? She could have forgiven A-Rod, his little indiscretion. I mean, he didn't actually physically cheat, so they say. It was more an emotional thing, I guess. Right. But at the end of the day, it's like, if I'm not with someone who's dedicated and devoted, I mean, look, JayZ is. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, 4'11", that came.
But that's my point. Like at our age, right? Like at our age, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you just come to this understanding with your partner, like, or whatever dirt, cheating, multiple women, whatever you were out there doing, however you were rocking, yeah, okay. When you come to a point in your relationship where, okay, I'm done with that. I want to dedicate myself to this marriage. I want to be better. I want to be better, for my wife. I want to be better because I feel like I want to be a better man. When you don't want to cheat, and same vice versa. I mean, there are women out there.
I have a question. You think it? I mean,
but before you have your question, let me just say this: when there are several relationships where there have been indiscretions with, with outside partners, and that shit is absolutely, work outable. You can definitely figure that out and save your relationship. But my whole thing is, if you are going to present with the same behavior, then that relationship is not what you want, and then that's when you should not settle. You should bounce. But I think when I think about relationships like JayZ and Beyonce, what they went through, the elevator situation. When I think about relationships, even with people that I know, and all the work and all the love, that they managed to, to work through to get to where they are now.
Because I feel there's nothing out in these streets.
Yeah, I legitimately feel like when you come to a certain age and you realize the value in the person that you are with, that the last thing in the world you want to do is destroy that or destroy that person. I know I'm in a situation that I would never in a million years hurt the love of my life. Like, he is it for me forever, and that's it. And I know that he feels the same. So my thing is, if you don't feel that, if you don't know that, then at our age, and I keep saying at our age, everyone, because there's no reason why people our age should still be out here fucking around,
playing games.
Being fuck boys.
No, well, I won't say that. I think hurt people hurt people. No, I'm not.
You should put yours here though, so it's easier for you to grab.
I did that, and then you grabbed it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I actually did. So mine has the lipstick on it. So
okay,
yours says it, and you had yours in my hand. Your hand. I was like, really? So no.
Sorry.
So I think that whole. I'm really on some. I'm not trying to pit men against women here. Mm-hmm. I think part of me in that respect has changed in some of the reading that I've done, and even listening to Kevin Samuels.
But men cheat more than women.
Franny, okay. I mean, I'm not discounting that, and I'm not talking about cheating, right? So if you're not getting what you want or need, or you're not honest, or that's on you, to take care of. Mm-hmm. And if a woman is accepting of that, mm-hmm. for whatever reasons or for how long, she got to take care of that. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, if hurt people, or we all out here trying to make it work, I'm saying that what I don't want to do is blame men. So right. part of it is accountability. Look, I'm not saying that men don't act bad. I'm not saying that men.
But it's so easy to blame.
I know it is.
It's so easy to blame y'all.
It's super easy to blame men, but I am telling you, and this is me going through some kind of metamorphosis of thought, and even talking with my boyfriend, like, just about men, and they have feelings too, and they do things, not always for the reasons that we think. It's not to hurt women sometimes, but it does. So, and women don't do things intentionally to hurt men, but they do. So I think we should stop pointing fingers at each other and doing the whole who's blues or more, or who hurts more. I think if you stay kind of true to you and what you want, and you're able to articulate that, and you're able to kind of really manifest that, then I think that's half the battle.
Okay, but we're talking about sex, right?
Okay, so sex too. If you are not opening your mouth, ladies, if you are laying there and do this and you like it, and you don't, That's on you. You gotta say no. I don't like.
Yeah, change the
You know
whole
what I'm
mood,
saying?
ladies.
If
Okay,
anybody
change the
is
whole
like,
entire mood. Say, yeah, no, I don't.
like there's a joke, right? There's a joke, right? Like whose is this? Whose is this? And the lady under him is saying, "You don't know him. You don't know him. You don't know whose is this?" And you can say, "Yeah, you don't know
him.
Like a dude would probably be like, "What?" But I'm saying that if you're not getting it the way you want, you look, you gotta be vocal. And there was a long time in my life that I was not.
Mm-hmm.
That
I mean,
I was settling for one trick ponies, for dudes who were, actually withholding. Like, I'm not gonna have sex because, I didn't like the way you acted. Like, what? Like, really?
Yes.
So,
yeah, I think for women, especially us as Generation Xers, I mean the way how we grew in the '80s growing up, what we typically learned or understood about men. I think I think keeping our real thoughts to ourselves, was a public relations issue. Like we just could not put that messaging out because we did not know how it would come back.
I'll tell you how it came back.
Right.
I should go into my funny now.
Yeah, you should. You don't know how it will come back, or it just, you just couldn't win. You could. I mean, as women, you just, it's just. Well, you say what you want, then you're aggressive, or you're this, you're that. Right. You allow a man to believe that he's king, God, this is awesome, you're the best, yada 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 yada, but he was really not. Like that's just look. I you know what? I wish I can articulate my thoughts better, but I just don't want to sound like I'm bashing. But this conversation is 100% about women. And not
men. And, well, if you're not getting what you want, man, from your woman,
don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Ask her for it.
Well, what if she says no? What if a man says, I would like this, and the woman's like, I ain't doing that, because I know a lot of women who's like, I ain't sucking that.
Yeah, then sweep that bitch. Get rid of her. She could go find you someone who is, that matches your freak and your interest, and don't cheat.
There are a lot of women. Church going and very, pious and like, look, that's not me. You can get one of your little girls to do all of that. I'm not doing it.
So Russell says, please don't forget to keep God in your relationship. Yes. Don't forget to keep God in your relationship. God will have you patiently waiting for something that you aren't going to receive, like in the physical sense. And I'm not saying that is not an option. And maybe if you pray on it long enough, feelings that you have will disappear. What? Let me finish. I wasn't done. But at the end of the day, I'm talking about people who pray on it. Who are not getting what they want in a relationship and pray on it. As per a comment. Keeping God in your relationship. Here's the thing, and I believe in God. I feel I'm a very spiritual person.
I was thinking differently, keeping God in your relationship. Well, I think if somebody has that spirit, they're not gonna judge or hate on you for what you want. They're gonna be
surprised. You will be surprised. I'm sorry to say, but I have Facebook friends who are Christians who are very judgmental. I'm sorry. I'm not.
With their partners, you think?
I don't know. I don't know if that is just messaging that they put out for one reason, and at home they are the freaks of a lifetime.
Freaking the sheets. Always like
exactly.
Angel in the streets. Freaking
whatever the case may be. Keeping God in your relationship is fine, but in my opinion, I don't think that you can pray away a mixed match, or a situation where you're with someone who you are not feeling that sense of fulfillment with. and who you have communicated this to, and they are impervious to your wants and or
Right.
desires, yeah, that person can go. You know,
So, but there are a lot of people. So, talking about God, there are a lot of people who think masturbation is
Yeah.
not right, and
I think it is. I think it's right. I think it's safe. I think it. I mean,
self love,
right. But at the same time, if you're like excessive about it, I remember someone.
But there's some people who like think, oh man, I'm not that desperate, or I mean, there are some people who literally think that masturbation is wrong.
Well, yeah.
I mean, when you talk about some, religious people, and I mean, technically having sex is for reproduction. So if you're not, so I'm just saying at our age,
we're not exactly. We're not reproducing. This shit is for fun
only, right? It's recreational use, like
exactly. All fun, all love, all fun, and it should be. It should be, period. It should be like that all the time. And moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, if it doesn't feel that way for you, or if you feel like you can't communicate what it is you want with the person that you're with, I'm sorry. Then you might be with the wrong person.
Right.
Or communication has broken down so bad between the two of you that you literally need to learn how to communicate what you want to each other again. And it can happen. You can do that.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen if you communicate? The person says no, right?
Right.
Or the person, well, I guess the worst that can happen is somebody judges you. And it's nothing like looking at the person that you love looking at you like, you dirty bird.
Yeah, a no equals peace? Actively dying. Yeah. I feel like if you're with someone who is resolute about not giving you what you're asking for, then from the moment you get that no, then your relationship is actively dying, because that person deserves what they want. And and I don't see how you or anybody could stop them. Who's gonna stop them? Who's gonna stop
Who's gonna check me?
Yeah, who's gonna get what you want? But what I really don't appreciate, and this is not a conversation about cheating, but what I don't appreciate, with the whole because sex and cheating is like hand in hand, right? Like those two topics are legitimately connected. So what bothers me the most about that connection is people who don't have the emotional intelligence and maturity to tell somebody, hey, look.
Have you ever been cheated on?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
You look at me like,
yeah,
I'm
yes.
saying. So did you ever know the reason why? Other than, I don't know,
I wasn't good at bed. No, I honestly didn't know the reason why. I don't think I've ever had conversations, to ask. I don't think the men that I, was in, and I use that word kind of loosely because I'm having a real hard time considering my old relationships, with these people or these men as men, because they did cheat.
Men.
Yeah, right, because they did cheat. Okay, fine. But, because they did, to me, that's not the definition. A man doesn't really cheat. Boys do. Or people who are still unsure about what they want and can't articulate do. Fuck boys do. I
hate that term.
I don't. I don't. I hate that term. No, I don't hate it.
Because I think we know who they are. And when we mess with them, we know who they are. And then they become that guy. I don't know that it's not like it's a surprise.
Well, at our age, at our age, we absolutely should know who they are, and they tell you who they are. I mean,
right.
They're
not.
And
a lot of us say, it's okay. We'll see what happens. Like, I think even women at our age think, well, or some of them think, well,
women, what say you?
Settling.
Women.
I know there are a lot of women
y'all,
who
y'all settling for these fuck boys at our age. I really want to know. Please tell me.
I think some are. I do. But that's just me, right? So I've been cheated on, and I don't know that I ever really cared.
Really?
I think at the time that I was cheated on, it was like I already knew. I'm a pretty smart cookie, so when things were dying or not good, I kind of always felt it.
Did the relationship end for you when that happened?
No, it didn't end for me, because for me, and I'm not saying that I don't think that sex is a big deal, but sometimes I don't think there should be as much weight put on it as people put on it. And I know that some people might be like, what? I just think men are different. The way they think about sex is different. They're able to compartmentalize in ways that women cannot. So yeah, I did not think, okay, it's over.
Do you think men and women, men and or women, could cheat respectfully?
Oh yeah. So I read something about that, cheating respectfully.
Hey, darling.
Hey, darling. And cheating respectfully, I think one of them said, don't bring any diseases home, no babies. And what else?
Like, you don't want to, I guess, don't be sloppy with your business.
Right, be like 007
right.
with your ish, right? And so I used to say that. The truth is, I've had this conversation before. Would you leave your man if he cheated on you? And for me, the answer was always no. And it's not that I'm accepting of cheating, right? But if it was just sex, sometimes shit happens, right?
And that's in the past. What about today? At this point?
At this point in my life,
in your relationships,
I don't think that people really. I don't know that people really change in the way they think. I think that if people get caught up in an act, right, and it's for whatever reason, they felt like they were hurt, they felt like something happened, or they weren't getting what they need, communication waned, or they felt like it was actively dying. Maybe people do. But then if you get to talking and it's like, no, I don't want this to die, I want it to work, I think you can overcome it. I'm not saying it's an open relationship. Fuck that. You are not, it's not you can do you and I'm going to do me, and or you can do you, until you get caught and you say sorry and it's all good. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something happened and somebody being truly sorry. And so women, I used to say this all the time, right? We gotta go soon. I used to say this all the time, like if
we're
that
gonna
were
finish
me,
this on we're gonna finish this on Clubhouse.
Oh right, yeah. So I've never understood, people who come home and say, "Baby, let's talk." It's like, I could be in the kitchen. Yeah, I could be in the kitchen.
Now let's talk. We
need to talk. Right? I'm cutting vegetables. I'm like, hey, honey, right? Or any woman. I never understood somebody doing that. And unprovoked or unsolicited, hey, I slept with your best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, what do you do with that information? And then they're like, and so women instinctively always ask the same question, because you're telling me this, damn, you love her? And then here's where the man chooses to spare a woman's feelings. Nah, it just happened one time. I would love her. So for me, it's like, why couldn't you take that shit to the grave? Why do you have to break me like in 100 or 1,000,000 little pieces? Why? Because you had a crisis of conscience? And it's not that I'm condoning.
We only have a few minutes,
right? So we're gonna continue this conversation
on Clubhouse for real, because I definitely have something I want to add to that.
So champagne double
on Clubhouse,
right?
And I'll definitely have something to add to that, because
you're like hell to the no.
Well, yes, but at the same time, it's like at any rate,
yeah. I mean,
so
it's complicated.
Guys, please, we have a contest going. We are giving away some really, really awesome things, awesome bottle of champagne, and a lot of our favorite things. Please, it's only a few days left. Make sure you follow the rules and join our mailing list. That's really important. And
At champagneanddoubletalk.com.
And join our mailing list so that we can bless somebody with, you know, this really, really amazing gift. Like, we thank you guys. Thank you, 1,000 followers. Yay. But, yeah, we're like pretty much almost done here. I feel like we covered a lot, but I feel like we're going to cover a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know.
So sex is hard because you want to talk. We didn't talk about good, bad, and funny.
We sure didn't.
So my good
Quickly.
Is now. My bad is.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it's
my
too
good
much.
is now too. My bad is I won't. Well, bad. Well, my bad is not getting it at all. My bad is being in a situation with someone that, not getting it at all.
I've had a one-trick pony. You know, that's never.
And my funny is
I was a virgin. My first person ever. This is 19 years old. So here we are, like, we're doing it. And I'm like, oh, I hate it because it hurt. And it was not good. I don't know anybody who really liked it in the beginning. Anyway, so we're doing it. And one day, you know, I decide, okay, it's not as uncomfortable. And I move a little bit. And he's like, hey, he stops. And he's like, who have you been with? I'm like, dude, I don't even like doing this. What are you talking about? Right? And he was like, you're moving around. You've been with somebody else. I'm like, what? Like, it was crazy. I mean, I was 19 years old. It's not like I was out in these streets. Right. And I just thought it was crazy.
Crazy.
I thought now it's funny. Though.
Right, hilarious. So my funny, of course, I had back surgery years ago. And I was with someone who was amazing, good-looking young guy. Met him at a party. It's wonderful. At any rate, you know, things got interesting and he like flipped me over and I freaking burst into tears because the shit hurt so bad. My back. I was like, my back. I felt like such an old lady. He was a little younger than me. At any rate, he was so sweet. Could not believe I didn't tell him about my back. And, you know, of course, nothing happened between us and nothing ever did. But he was awesome.
Was cute.
He was so wonderful. And if
little Haitian guy.
Yeah. If you're watching, like, hey, you know, but at the same time, it taught me a lot, like, of how to be honest about my issues. Right, my limitations, my issues, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much. Bye.
See you in Clubhouse.
Okay.
Okay, bye. How does this go?